there, Kasama here, your community realtor. Have you ever wondered what are some of the myths about home selling? If that's you, watch this video. Busting myth number 1. Oh, it doesn't matter how the home is set up. I'm in a great location, the property is great, and we don't really have to do much to fix up the house to sell. It's ready to go. Well, let me tell you something. One of the things I do right out of the gate before we even plan on when the property is going to go on the market is I walk through each room in the house, room by room. And I would ask the seller to literally bring a notepad, and we're gonna jot down everything. I'm walking in as if I was a buyer's agent or maybe even as a buyer. And I'm looking for things that would distract me or things that would make me feel like I have to spend time repairing or fixing up before I can move in. So in my head as a buyer, I may not say this out loud and I might not even be aware of it consciously. I'm thinking about the stuff that is gonna cost me time and money just so I can get the house to the condition that would make me happy to move in. You know, you've heard of that term, move in ready? Well, I want the house to be move-in ready, but I am walking through thinking I gotta repaint that room because it's pink. I gotta repaint this other room because it's green, and so on and so forth. I gotta, clean up the yard. There's some dead grass, some dead spots there, and so on and so forth. So it's really important for you to get the house as in move-in ready condition as much as possible, and that's the work that should be done up front. And I can promise you, if you compare apples and apples, the same house that didn't get all the attention and the love that it needs before it goes on the market, and the very same house that gets all the details cleaned up. Sometimes it does not have to be costly, improvements. It could just be cleaning up the house, decluttering it, and so on and so forth. It would make a difference with scenario B, where all the work is done up front before it goes on the market, before the pictures are taken, so that the house would actually sit on the market with the less amount of time. Busting myth number 2. So myth number 2 is that, we can try to price it high. Let's just see how much we can get above the market, right? And let's price it that way, and let's see what kind of buyer we're gonna get. We can always lower the price. So it does kind of make sense if you have a lot of time to sit on the market and you don't mind starting to feel frustrated that why are there people not coming through the house to look at the house. So you see, nowadays, buyers are smart, they're savvy. They can look at any properties that are on the market online, right? A lot of times I will be working with a buyer and they're like, I'm interested in this house, I'm interested in that house, let's go look at it, before I even say anything to the buyers. So buyers are savvy, so guess what? Do you think they have the ability to shop online to see what properties are available in that same price range? You better believe it. So if they have the ability to do that, they can easily forego, or they would just say, you know what, I'm not gonna look at this one because it's overpriced, right? To the buyer. It seems priced really high for the square footage or for the number of bedrooms, or based on the pictures, based on the condition of the property. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna wait. They're gonna well, you know what? I'm not loving the house, I'm not loving the price, I'm just gonna let it sit. And maybe the seller will lower the price, and then we can take a look at it. So imagine if you're looking to sell your house and you're thinking, what's the highest price I can I price it above the market and see what happens? And if you were that buyer, would you be thinking, you know what, since it's above market, why don't I just wait? Why don't I just wait till the price comes down until the seller adjusts the price when they're really motivated? So if that sounds realistic to you, what I say is this: why chase after the market? Why start high and then having to chase the price down to where it really needs to be to sell? Because believe you and me, there is a right price for every property. So it is important actually to well price the property so you don't have to extend that period of time where you're waiting to see if somebody is going to come up high and then ending up having to adjust the price to lower it to find the buyers for it, right? And in the market that we're in right now, it is not exactly the seller's market. It's kind of an even, at least in the Northern California area and Napa and Solano counties where I'm at, okay? Because inventories are starting to pop up again. We're right now in the first week of May 2020, right? We're still in the pandemic, but guess what? Last week I started to see more properties coming on the market because, you know, things are starting to calm down a little bit. People are starting to feel like, you know what, let's just put the house on the market. So there's more competition if you're looking to sell. So be thinking about that as well. We're not in scarcity in terms of the supply of properties that are on the market. I mean, we're not oversupplied, but we have listings that are on the market and the buyers are aware of that and they know that they can choose. They have more to choose from. So there you have it. A couple of myths that we busted today about home selling. I hope you found it helpful for you. If you're considering selling or you're curious about the whole philosophy behind it, of course there are different philosophies for, you know, depending on the strategy, your motivation, what's important to you, and all of those things. But those are kind of the fundamentals. Those two are the fundamental myths that I wanted to make sure that I get in front of you. Now, if you are looking to get some questions answered and you're in the Napa and Solano counties, and if you don't have a trusted realtor that you're working with, I would be more than happy to have a virtual consultation with you. And regardless, I hope that this was helpful to you. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I put out great educational content on a weekly basis. Click subscribe and the bell notification so that you would get the next video as it comes out. If you're interested in learning more about tips on how to get your home ready to be on the market, click the link below and a free copy will be sent to you. This is Kasama, your community realtor. Thanks for watching.